Yes, welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome back to our small adventures with a World War II time frame. It's all about the incredible Junker JU crash site. If you haven't already, you can see part 1 and 2, and I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to do that. Just find the video that you're looking at now, go under here at show more, and then click on link for video number 1 and 2. Check them out first and then come back and continue on this little adventure that we're going to take part in today. In that way you'll get more context, understand more of what's going on. Incredible artifacts are coming out of the ground. I'm taking you on a journey that you've never ever been on before, and I'm actually also going to show you on the way what the different pieces are, and I think you will learn a lot from it. We're working out of this little diagram here. There's a debris field. We're kind of working and to find where the debris field exactly is, and then it's just spinning off from there, and it is so exciting. I want to say a massive thank you to our Patreon and PayPal supporters for making this come true. Without your incredible support, none of this would be possible. So check it out, give us a like, a view, a comment, helps out tremendously. All right, are you ready? Then let's go out and continue this fantastic Luftwaffe JU-88 adventure. These are the tools we're going to use. We have the Makro Kruzer, very versatile, beautiful machine. On the end we have a little sniper coil that I'm going to use to get in between the grass and the rocks and all of that. We have a couple of digging tools. This one I modified to have like the serrated sides on both. I sharpened them. Pinpointer works very simple. Just pointing at something. If there's metal there, it will give off a beep. Gloves. Eagle Eyes is ready. Are you ready, Eagle Eyes? Yeah, he's eating food. He don't have a comment. All right, let's see if we can find something. It's amazing to see that just that thing here and that thing there can find history in this manner, and we are so proud that we can share with you. Look here again. You know, we are at least 250-300 meters away from where we think the crash site was actually, so we're pretty far away in the middle of the forest. We got another one here, 78. Let me see if I can do this kind of like a little live dig here. Can I have the small digging tool, please? Don't throw it, don't throw it. I don't want to get it in my head. Yeah, bring it over here, please. Right there is something. Really exciting, this. And we're out there and finding, you know, many of you have commented that Eagle Eyes is like a sound machine. He do all the different kind of sounds around. He does. He's very good at it. So sometimes I'm getting stuff handed over to, and he's kind of like a robot. Sometimes he's like a machine gun. Whoa, there's a huge panel here. Ooh, oh, that's rotted away a long time ago. But that's thin walled fuselage pitches probably. They will corrode very badly and end up like this. Very rewarding. The robot has delivered the spade. Very rewarding to see the different kind of items here. See that? What is that? Looks like a clamp that's been flattened or something. But this one is in iron actually. So, alright, love that. Always been fascinated by the Luftwaffe history. Of course, all other aviation history as well, but especially the Luftwaffe, because that's the kind of thing I have a connection with it in a way. And it is so exciting. I'm so happy to find just the smallest, tiniest little item, because it really can tell us so much. And I've been to quite a lot of crash sites, and it's amazing to see what's still there. There's nothing here in the terrain to see, nothing whatsoever. You cannot find one single or large piece, except from sometimes Eagle Eyes actually will spot larger pieces, but there is nothing to see, and that is because basically very often the crash sites will be ransacked by the Germans. They would find location, but very often the locals would have been before the Germans and stole stuff, or maybe took away machine guns, ammunition, whatever. And then the Germans would come. They were not that much interested in the wreck itself. If they could salvage some things, they would do that, but basically it was about to get the crew and arrange for that. And then it will very often be scavenged after the war by locals, and maybe also the Germans took, as I said, some of the items, but that's why it's so rare to find any larger pieces. If you don't know it, I do some supporter videos in the beginning of each month, and if you check out this month supporter video, there will be a very cool surprise for some there, so check it out. That's in the beginning of each month. You can see they are called supporter videos. I do try to give back to as many of my supporters as I can, so I create beautiful little dioramas and all kinds of things that I start and do for my supporters. So you can check that out. Now I'm very curious about. Ooh, there you go, right there. That's what we're gonna have a look at. And there's my digging tool. There are a lot of these strange flies everywhere, climbing upon you. Up there, okay. So remember, guys and girls, check those supporter videos out, because that helps me to do what you see. What is wrong with these stupid mosquitoes? They're really biting me here. But you know, then again you forget it. But when you come back, it's like 500 of these scars everywhere, and you regret it. But it's okay. We are here. Wow, look at that. There's a piece there. What is that? Oh, you're freaking kidding me. That's another one of the lids. Holy cow. There's another one. Wow. You see part 2 of our videos. You can see we find one of these with a different size and type. This is so iconic. This is kind of like something that was put maybe on the wings. And what are these freaking flies going? Look at that. Holy Madonna.
What is that?
That is a beauty. I'm so glad for that. So glad for that.
What is this?
It's a hatch of some sort, probably attached to. You can see the mechanism and everything. Holy cow! Is that possible to kind of restore that and make it work again? As I said, I would try and kind of bring into what the different pieces are, at least the ones that I can figure out what are. This is a lid that we found earlier, and this is a typical piece that will be covering one of the holes in the wing. This is a cutout of the wing from this is from the top or underneath, I'm not sure. And these are typical small lids, which are just switched over by a little screwdriver kind of thing, and then you shut them. And the one you saw on the image that I found last now is this one. And you want to see how it turned out on the back side? It turned out really, really nice. See that? You can actually see the mechanism there. You can see how it's kind of center activated. There's some kind of gear underneath there. And funny thing about this is that you can see that this one has got the tangs, the prongs, kind of coming out flat. This one, they are all bent. Can you see that? And my kind of theory about that is that on the side here, if you can see it, can you see it says auf und then zu. So auf means open and zu means closed. So I can see the position of the slot goes towards zu. That means this lid was actually shut. It was closed. And I think maybe this lid here was the lid covering this hole. I'm not sure. And what could have happened is that the fuel tanks inside bursted. I know there was a fire there. You're going to see evidences of that later. But I think there was a fire, and these were boom, blasted off. And that's why it kind of just ripped off by itself. And these were bent. And in that way, it's kind of in those positions. Gonna do a little bit more on this later and see if we can make all of the mechanisms to work. We're going to heat up these prongs to gently pull them down, and then in the end, who knows, we might make it to work. But look at that. It says auf und zu. So beautiful little detail, and I think that both of these are actually pieces that were in any of the outer panels. So I'm just kind of still working down here in this area, hundreds of meters away from the actual crash site, actually almost 400 meters away from the crash site. So this is basically where we are now. But let's go out and let's continue this little hunt and see what more we found that day. Wow,
Again,
that is beautiful.
a luger.
What is that? Okay, there's an attachment there with some bolts.
Luger or Nokta?
I love that. But see how it's kind of torn up here? But you got the paint on it still. That's not from the wheel, is it? No, it can't be. See these here are two attached bolts. Let me see if we can get that. Two attached bolts so you can have like threaded pieces on the back. I'm gonna make that a little project to see if I can get these to let go and get that piece off, restore it and put it back. I'm gonna do that. Wow. If you ever needed a proof that something did melt up here, it is right there. Holy cow, that speaks 1,000 words. Look at that. Wait, come back. Look at that molten aluminum piece. It's so iconic. Once upon a time that was a usable part on this aircraft. It went out, did its job, came back, crashed in bad weather, and boom, what do we have left? Just a piece of molten aluminum. That is crazy beautiful if you ask me. Wow. That is special and that is history. Right there. You know, he had the pinpointer. He went around here and said, there that is. So my job is to get it up. And it looks interesting. It looks very interesting. Is it a flinch? What is that? You see there's actually a rock on top of it. And then the part is partially jammed in under there. It is actually under the rock. Holy cow. Wow. Oh, that is like a hose kind of thing. Oh, it's actually here. Holy cow. That is one kind of a hose thing. See that? Wow. So it came apart sometimes, and then this part looks like some kind of a heat transfer hose or something. Fascinating, huh? Oh, absolutely incredible. So glad I can share these moments with you out there. As I said, please find the time to subscribe, hit the notification bell and help us out with notifications, because you will be notified every time we release a new video. And I'm nagging about it, but we need some help to get more views, so thank you for that. Got another one.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi. Wow, that looks really high tech.
And
Let me see.
the right.
Yeah, it's aluminium. Wow.
Yeah.
And there are even more seals here. Wow, beautiful pieces. Maybe there are some numbers and stuff on it. When the first thing we found here was such a beautiful piece. Yep, that's another one. And basically just some rough cleanup, but it actually proves to become and look pretty nice. Pretty nice. This is kind of like a very high-tech machine part, and I'm not sure what it's for, but I just love to see the original color here. And as I said, a lot of them are marked. This one I probably have a very hard time to figure out what is, but we're going to continue to work and see if we can kind of figure it out. I have a couple of friends who are really into the Luftwaffe details and the parts catalog and all of that, so we might figure out what that is. It looks like some kind of holder with a position kind of cut here, and something's been screwed onto it. But that's what it's all about, to find these pieces and also share them with you. not just sharing it with you, I'm actually passing it on to you. This thing here, I mentioned I create beautiful World War II dioramas. You can see that in my supporter videos in the beginning of each month. This thing here is just kind of in line with my motto. You can see there, history is everywhere. I want these pieces to be out there for you to be the future keeper of. I don't need them. I kind of had the experience of being lucky to find them. And just as this little lid from a bunker oven is going to be passed on to some of you, this is my way of kind of giving back to the guys and girls who support me. And you can actually do that either by this one, patreon.link or paypal.link. There's a clickable link in the video description. But this is what it's all about: going out, researching, traveling, finding and sharing, and then for us to pass it on to you. That's the most important thing. So check it out if you want to. Okay, let's continue and go out and find more from this fantastic Luftwaffe JU-88 location. I'm around here in this boggy land. It's a bit softer. And what I'm so happy about is when the crash sites are very, very far away from people. Normally you can end up finding beautiful pieces. Can you see that? What on earth is that? That looks like something that could be very, very interesting. We have all these pieces where you find these thin, wafer-thin metal pieces and all of that. That is kind of not interesting whatsoever for me. I like to find the mechanical structural pieces that could give us some kind of clue of what they were for, what they belong to on the aircraft. This thing here looks rather interesting and big. Holy cow, look at that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, that is stuck. Okay, so I have to dig a little bit on this grass here. It is so, there's so much roots. It's absolutely crazy. So I have to kind of constantly try and make a compromise of how much I want to try and do before I can yank the piece out. And then it's an evaluation of how much can you put on force on the part. Wow, what the, oh wow, look at that. It's going down here. Oh yes, that's the kind of piece that I enjoy. Wow, look at that. That is true history right there. And that's the kind of piece, and it has part number here and here. I'm so excited because when you have part numbers, you can actually really figure out what pieces are. And there it is. Cleaned up, part number here. Nothing's been done to it except from trying to preserve the original patina. Well, at least what was in the ground there. But another beautiful example of what we can achieve by some research. This piece here is almost basically like this piece here. And what are they for? Well, they are actually this. They are gas tank wing supports or wing gas tank supports. And they were basically in the wing like that. So now we have two of them. And I just find that very, very nice. Also, what's beautiful is they have actual part numbers. And see the part numbers there, inside there. Maybe not that easy to see. And that what makes it so exciting, that we actually have parts numbers that can help us out to decipher and find out the exact position and the function of the part. And that's absolutely wonderful. Here's another little thing that no one has seen since the Second World War. Since the moment that aircraft came down. Oh, that's got some beautiful... Hey! Yes, it is a switch, but not just any switch. I think I actually found out exactly where it belongs. And that is due to some extensive research. But you can see definitely the switch inside there. And you can see the green color, black-green color. And this cover on the front that kind of gave it away. And I managed to find this photo here. And if you take a good look at 99, this one here, there are two switches next to each other, which are kind of, you can see you can flip that with your hand like this or that. But these two have exactly this kind of cover. See that? So this is, if I'm not too mistaken, on the right hand side of the pilot, and it goes down here, and it actually says airflow control cylinder cooling. Is that crazy? Well, I haven't found any of these switches in the dashboard or the cockpit area with these two, or this cover on top, except from these two here, and I do think that is the right one. Is that amazing? Or what can research do for you? It's absolutely fantastic. So now we have a switch from the dashboard where the pilot sits, and it's right there. We have munition from the MG81, we have the wing gas tank supports, we have beautiful pieces, we have hatches. Wow, this is just getting more and more interesting, and I can promise you we're not finished. This is part 3. Will there be more? I can promise you at least 3 to 4 more, and next episode will bring one of the most incredible artifacts so far, and I think you're really going to enjoy that. What can I say? What a pleasure to be able to do this. What an honor and privilege I have, and it's thanks to you. So to all of you, keep watching, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and if you want to really help us out, watch the videos in full length. That is actually something that people never think about. They just skip, and then you lost the whole context. So if you watch the video in full, if you check out the ads, it helps out as well. I'm just kidding. Thank you again for being out there for us. We'll meet you out there in the next one. Until then, watch more of our videos. See you later. Stay safe.